Well, Donald Trump said he wasn't going to touch gas prices, and yet here they are going up. The price of gas in the United States reached an average of $3.41 per gallon on Saturday, a day after crude oil prices soared to levels not seen since 2023, as the spillover from the US-Israeli attacks on Iran continue. That gain means gasoline has jumped 14% in the past week, according to data from the AAA Motor Club. The prices recorded on Saturday were the highest for gasoline since 2024. The suddenly rising energy costs, everything from jet fuel to diesel for trucks and tractors, is more is more expensive, are rooted in supplies of crude oil coming from the Persian Gulf. The tankers that normally carry oil out of the region are not sailing, cutting the world off from about one-fifth of its oil supply. That's led to a surge in oil prices globally. By Friday, the U.S. crude oil had climbed from uh, more than 35% for the week to settle at $90.90 a barrel, with much of that gain coming on Friday alone. The last time crude was trading at those levels, gasoline in the United States was above $3.80 a gallon. The data from the AAA shows uh, there are already big variations in how much drivers pay. Though oil prices make up the largest share of the costs of gasoline, about 60%. Taxes, refining margins, and distribution costs can raise prices further. Drivers in California, for example, paid an average of $5.08 a gallon on Saturday, the highest in the country, while those in Kansas paid $2.90, which is the lowest. Prices at the pump could steady once oil channels reopen, but the impact on American wallets could extend beyond that time. And there's more to the article. Obviously, you can go look it up. It's on the New York Times. Um, to be perfectly honest, none of this stuff really surprises me. Um, but, to all you Trump supporters out there, I really thought that Trump wasn't going to raise gas prices, but he remarked that gas prices are up and that's okay. And well, they'll only go up for a while. And this mission is more important than lower gas prices. So the issues on which he campaigned obviously aren't as important as this ego trip that he's going down with Netanyahu. And of course, this is Donald Trump's MO. He can never stick to his promises. He can never do what he says he's going to do. Um, this is just all par for the course, but it really is quite interesting. And this is going to have long-term effects, right? Because when you're having to budget for gas prices, especially when you are in a state that heavily relies on cars, like Kansas, thank goodness it's cheaper, but in other states too, um, you're at a much higher disadvantage from these gas prices going up because you have no other modes of transportation to get you anywhere. Um, People have to start budgeting for that. People end up spending less money, and the way they spend their money changes. So this is going to have long-term ripple effects, even if this thing wraps up in a few weeks, which I don't think it will. I think it's going to be sort of a long-term fight that we're in. Like Iraq was, like Afghanistan was, but I could be wrong, and I hope I am. Yeah, the other point that it brings up is that we really need to get off of our reliance on fossil fuels. Because when shit like this happens, it doesn't affect electric cars. I'm blind, so I can get around without gas pumps quite easily. I live in a nice big city with easy access to buses and light rails and all sorts of things. And, you know, let's face it, this particular city I'm in is one of the most progressive cities in the country. And I'm lucky in that regard. But not all cities are like this. It would really be nice to make sure that we can get electric cars. We need to subsidize them. We need to subsidize green energy projects, solar panels on houses, everything that will get us off our dependence on fossil fuels. But that's not going to happen with this administration. They're okay with it. Hell, they like coal. Coal is awesome, according to them, though it is the most inefficient way to get energy on the planet. Um, Donald Trump seems to think that it's okay, and he's okay with taking money out of your pocket to fund his war. Um, so, if you're a working class person out there who voted for Trump, you might want to think about that when you're next at the gas pump because he doesn't care. He's totally okay with it, and he wants it to continue as long as possible until he can get his ego stroked off adequately. So, you know, just think about that for once. Do some research. Like, come on, working class people. We all have these issues, but like, Trump is not your friend. He's not going to solve them. So, anyway, that's enough for me. I'll catch you in the next video. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy this content. I would really, really, really appreciate it. In any event, I'll catch you in the next video.